And they have greenlit them to do the Voldemort prequel under the following conditions. So long as the film is not for profit and free on YouTube, they're completely all for them doing it. That's what they were doing in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Fan films are never for profit.
Mm.
For the most part. For the most part, they're not for profit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always free on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's more a matter of, I guess, having the blessing to do it.
Uh-huh.
That makes it a little bit more...
No, the blessing is obviously awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The blessing is awesome. But the citing of the rules behind the agreement was like, that was already the intent. Like, why just stop it anyway then? Because that was going to be, they weren't going to make anything on it or anything. And it was going to be posted for free on YouTube.
See, that's the thing. You don't necessarily know that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, okay, granted, say maybe they did not do a GoFundMe and, you know, what made... But, you know, via YouTube, you know, when you use AdSense, you can monetize and profit off of the video. That's how a lot of these YouTubers, when we first started Nerd Herders, began getting an income. Like Ray William Johnson and even Anna Akana and getting sponsorships. You know, it began with AdSense and making and monetizing off of, again, all your YouTube videos. So while it was still free, you were still getting money
but
for the views.
I think there's a thing on fan films that you can't monetize those because it's copyrighted material already.
You know, people find loopholes around everything.
Yeah.
Kind of like the way porns go, this is not Iron Man.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're obviously an Iron Man parody porn. There's always ways around these things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and if you're doing a fantastic job in this fan film and you know what you're doing with filming, and that means you might know how to get around some of this shit.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, they've been greenlit by Warner Brothers and given the blessing, so I guess that's kind of cool. Because, again, they did garner, via their Kickstarter alone, in the little trailer they did, they garnered a lot of attention. And it looked pretty freaking... Like, people thought it was legitimately a movie.
That could possibly be the thing. Perhaps in Warner Brothers giving them the blessing, maybe they might even just fully fund it as opposed to having to worry about Kickstarter.
Maybe.
If there's extra cash laying around, you pocket it, so technically it's a profit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Warner Brothers helps them and funds them, they wouldn't need to do any of that.
Yeah, touche. I guess it's not a what the fuck then.
No, it's not.
Then I don't have a what the fuck for this week.
I'm sure we can think of one on the fly.
Okay. Anyway, push it forward with Wednesday news and everything like that. We got a release date for the Red Hood in Injustice 2, which caused a lot of freaking stir and craziness on Tuesday and everything like that, because they put the character there, the character customization with the red block, but it was like, everybody we know that had the game was like, where do I freaking download this thing? I got my code and everything like that, and we were even doubting that she purchased the code, that it was working, or whatever like that. Apparently, it was just there to get people crazy about it and everything like that.
And there was a glitch in order to play it.
And there was a glitch, yeah.
Yeah,
so.
there was a way for you to play as Red Hood.
But you also risk messing up your game.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean by it being a complete glitch. Like if you figured it out how to do it, you risked all your save files not saving and even corrupting your own file.
Yeah, exactly. Well, for those of you with Injustice 2, Red Hood releases this Tuesday on the 13th.
Yes, it does.
Going to comic book news, usually we don't have too many of these and everything like that. And
On a comic book episode, no less.
Yeah, exactly. For those of you that read the previous one-shot, Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, it was a stellar, amazing... Well, Marvel announced Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again! Now, here's the interesting thing, though. It is not a sequel of the previous one. It is another standalone story, and the reason being is the Marvel Universe has changed so much.
No shit.
It's changed so much since that first run.
Good.
So Deadpool is going to be modifying his killing methods and everything like that, whereas like the first one, spoiler alert if you haven't read it, Deadpool goes straight out and kills Spider-Man. This one, they already put it out there. He doesn't just go for Spider-Man, he goes for Spider-Man's family.
Ooh.
Also, what's he do this time around, what's Deadpool do when he goes after the cosmic beings and everything? They say this one's gonna be a lot grittier. The first one was pretty ruthless. The first one was really ruthless. So they're saying this one's gonna be way more ruthless because he thinks of all new cruel methods. So this should be fairly interesting. I can't wait. Deadpool. Ago, of course, is the news of Joss Whedon taking over on Justice League. Well, we've got some interesting details that just came out about this that are. We said this was going to potentially be the shake-up one for DC.
Yeah.
And it's already coming out that it is. Now, here's the thing. Whedon was already apparently approached before Snyder had stepped down just for rewrites and everything like that they knew were going to have some effects and everything like that.
Yeah.
But now that he's in the chair and everything like that, it is being quoted. Justice League reshoots said to be substantially altering the WB film from its current rendition. So much to the point that Henry Cavill was already there this week in costume.
Like we knew that wasn't.
Well, we knew he was coming, but it was a matter of the way they're sounding like this is almost becoming a totally different film than what Snyder was originally doing.
That's
now the other thing too is the reshoots, though in black and white. Here's the thing: the reshoots, though in black and white, were substantially small. The reason why they were big in terms of a physical scale was only because of schedule. Other stuff he was filming, of course. Of course, Gal Gadot is currently on the media blitz for Wonder Woman. So that caused. That's why a lot of their reshoots have become so big and such a thing. It's just because that's just a scheduling thing, and everything like that. But apparently the changes have been rather substantial to what the original film was.
I mean, on one hand, we did say this was going to be a game changer.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
On the other hand, it's kind of fucked up.
It's like we're just taking everything, tossing it out.
Yeah,
but remember, that's why I added in the point that Whedon was also in charge of doing rewrites before he even took over, while Snyder was there.
Yeah, no, I know, but rewrites is one thing, but refilming things that Snyder might have already filmed to replace almost
says fuck what you did.
It almost feels like Warner Brothers is saying what all the fanboys didn't say, which was him leaving is a good thing for us. That's what it comes off as.
But you know what? All the fans said the same thing too, though.
No, yes, but
the fact that the company is kind of sort of showing that.
The
side.
thing is we said it with like sympathy.
Yes.
Because we still felt bad for his situation.
Yeah.
Whereas Warner Brothers is more coming off as dicks about it in a way. If I'm making sense.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, it just doesn't come off as very sympathetic at all. It's like this guy just stepped down a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and here you guys are already putting all this news out there. Now that he's gone, hey, check us out. Like, that's kind of fucked up.
Well, they got to figure they're on a rush. Remember, between the summer movie season that blasts right through.
I know.
And then last quarter of the year, as we know, last quarter of the year completely blows by. This movie's slated to come out in November. It's like they're on a hot rush.
That's their own fucking fault for rushing to begin with, okay? If they schedule this properly, it wouldn't be a fucking problem.
I think you got to give yourself a toasty on that. We haven't dust that bitch off. There we go.
So much clearer.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a crystal clear. Holy shit! All right, we'll press it forward with Thursday news. We'll keep the flow going with the DC news because the Dark Universe portion is coming up very shortly in this day. So we're gonna press forward with the DC news. Keep a good flow going and everything like that. Well, as I had mentioned, Henry Cavill, Superman, was on set this week. Well, Henry Cavill also proved himself to be, via a video that was caught and everything like that, proved himself to be a Superman for animals in real life. It was actually caught on film while driving on a highway, busy highway or something like that in London. He actually stopped his vehicle to get out of his vehicle to help a small little turtle that was in the middle of the road get out, picked it up and walked it over to the forest and everything like that.
Aww.
So it wouldn't get run over.
That's awesome.
And that's cool. That is cool. I mean, and it's like literally, the tiniest little thing. He picks it up and he walks all the way to the bushes and the trees and he puts the turtle over.
What's a tiny turtle?
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't know anymore.
Yeah, we wouldn't know what to tell these two gargantuan suckers that we have in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, for you CWDC fans, I got some spectacular news for you guys. The CW has released all the dates for the season premieres of their DC shows. And they go as follows. Arrow will debut on October 12th at 9 p.m.
Cole's birthday!
Supergirl will debut on October 9th at 8 p.m. The Flash will be debuting on October 10th at 8 p.m., followed by Legends of Tomorrow at 9 p.m. And Archie will be debuting on October 11th at 8 p.m. I know.
All right after Comic-Con.
All right after Comic-Con, or around that time, yep. Now, part 2 in our Dark Universe discussion that will now, because I know you've been itching to talk about this. Again, we're not ones to follow critics or anything like that.
Yes.
But this has been something we've been following because we said there was a lot riding on the Mummy.
Yes.
The Dark Universe apparently is resting a lot on Tom Cruise's shoulders and the success of the Mummy. And the early reviews are in. And it is not good.
I know.
It is not good. And everything like that. Just to put out some statistics that are already out there from it. Rotten Tomatoes has given it a 23%. That's pretty bad. Quoted. It's amazingly relentless in its naked borrowing of other better horror sci-fi movies. RogerEbert.com. I just took snippets from this one. Resounding meh. Lands with a heavy thud. Epic fail. Rolling Stone magazine. Worst movie Cruise has made. IndieWire. But that's also. But in there was also a couple other mixed reviews that some people were like, some people are going to enjoy it. It's going to leave them thirsty for more, and they're interested in how the story is going to progress and like that. But this is the majority. The positive reviews are the minority. This is the majority of reviews of it, and I'm really fearing because I want to be excited for this Dark Universe thing because it's so. It's something new now. Granted, it's not new in the world of film, but it's the fact that it's a breath of fresh air in what's currently out there and being pushed out there. As much as we love our superhero movies, it's a nice break from the superhero movies.
Absolutely.
And yes, there's horror movies, but it's a break from the Saws and all the really gory flicks on
the zombies.
The zombies. Yes, there's a
Yes.
Jeepers Creeper that's harkening back to the first one. It's supposed to be gruesomely horrific. Aliens Covenant, which is supposed to scare the ever-losing shit out of you. But this is classic style.
Yeah.
Which hasn't been done in decades. And everything like that. And I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan. I have some movies I like, but I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan. But I wanted this to work for the bigger picture. I wanted this to succeed because of what they're planning overall. And this has me so fearful of them not pulling the trigger and doing it. And I know you've been dying to talk about this, so Miss Foxy, go right ahead.
Alright.
Now that I've given you this material to work off of as well.
Alright. Well, first of all, again, to anybody that is interested in it, like I'm just talking to John, don't listen to the critics. If you're still interested in seeing the movie, go see the movie and judge it for yourself. Okay? Because these are just early things. These are early critics. And it's up to us, the viewers, to make it a box office hit for this Dark Universe to happen. If you go